Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board tonight. This is Steve Carver. I'm talking to you from my home office at Dunn, North Carolina. This is my presentation number 1064 on my journey in the entrepreneurship. Thank you for joining me on my journey and for letting me join you as well. It's an honor and a pleasure to work with you. We're starting tonight with the fall series. Toya, let me ask you to mute your mic, and then you turn it back on when you want to ask a question, okay? And that'll work out well. So we're starting our series tonight into being determined to start a successful business in 2023 and 2024. That's the name of our 7-part course that we're start tonight with part 1, which is 24 things that you really must know before starting a successful business. So we're going to be focusing on general things that you'll be concerned about before you get your business started. And then as we move forward in our work, we'll dig deeper into it. But a great big special thank you goes out to Sampson Community College there in Clinton, and its director at the Small Business Center, Mr. Bart Rice, who has really supported this program through the years very well, always willing to help the entrepreneur starting business. And we'll try to get you an appointment with Bart and make him aware of what you're trying to do. And he's really good at sharing resources that his office has with the state network of small business centers, as well as locally, knowing maybe some things in places that will help open doors for you as you're trying to get started. Bart's a great fellow, good family man, scout leader, very proud to have him as a friend and work with him for a number of years in helping folks get their businesses started or regrowing. There's his part number. That's a direct line to his office. His phone number 910-900-4025. So if you want to talk to Bart, he'll be glad to hear from you, or send him an email. He'll probably join us for a few minutes tonight. But his office is over at the community college on Sunset Avenue. I'm sure that y'all know where that is. And once you get to the college, his office is in one of the rear offices of the main building there, which is the east. It's called the East Building. Not like East and West, but it's spelled the same way. But the East Building is where most of the administration is, and you'll find Bart's office back on the lower level there. Very easy to find, very comfortable, and always be glad to see you. I am not a lawyer, and I'm not a CPA, no type of attorney or tax advisor or anything like that, but I am a fellow that's been in business now for 64 years and worked with lots and lots of different types of businesses, own several, still do. I'm still very active in my own business, which is mainly carverequipment.com, internet business selling to people all over the country. So I've done a lot through the years, made a lot of mistakes, which helps make you wise, but what I have done is been able to stay in business, is to see it through for as long as anyone else that I know of. And I'm glad to share with you the things that I've learned, not only the things that were really good, but also to help you steer away from some mistakes that you probably have no idea that may be coming your way, but I'll be glad to help share with you all that I possibly can. Again, I've been at it for 64 years. This is my main business here, Carver Equipment. You'll see the different types of implements that I sell. Everything I sell works behind a tractor. Some for farmers, some for people mowing grass, some for contractors, some for the government, some for homeowners. All different items that go behind tractors is what I do. Used to, for many, many years, I sold tractors as well, but I don't have those dealerships now. Now I just sell to you, ship it direct from my distributor, and try to make everybody happy and get them what they want. But through the years, I've also done a number of jobs, including on the large mowing contracting company for 12 years, where we mowed over 3,000 apartments every week in 21 different towns in North Carolina. Had contracting where we served the Federal Aviation Authority and did all types of projects for them, but mainly mowing at the airports around eastern North Carolina. I did government contracts for the U.S. Army and Department of Defense and running motor pools to keep the vehicles running that were coming back and forth from Desert Storm. That was at a big garage down in Fayetteville. Fort Bragg used to be, now Fort Freedom, where we were doing the work. So Harnett County is right here in the center of the state. Right here is Sampson, so we're right beside you. And through the years with my farm equipment business, not any communities in Sampson County and Dublin County that I haven't been in, and sold forklifts or tractors to tobacco or to produce growers, cotton growers all through the years. So I feel very close, and my roots are in the same place that your roots are in eastern North Carolina agricultural communities. Greetings to you from my family to your family. We're all in this thing together. We all need to support each other. This is my lovely wife, Norma, right here on the left-hand side. And she has 4 cats here at the house. And well, maybe it's 5 today. We don't ever know for sure who's going to show up at the back door. Then I have an English bulldog, Otis, which is our vice president of snoring. 12 kids, 14 grandchildren, pretty big crowd, 1 great-grandchild. And so a lot of drama going on, just like there is in every small business. So we know what drama is here, and we can appreciate what you're going through as well. Let me ask you all to consider doing steady with me for the next 7 weeks, counting tonight as well. We'll have a good relationship on Thursday nights if you'd like, where we'll spend 2 hours, start at 6 o'clock and end around 8. And try to get a lot of business done, teach a lot of business techniques, things that you can hold on to. And I'll make a commitment to you. I'll work as hard as I know how to work to give you the information that you need and the skills to help prepare you to have a long-term successful business and share all kinds of ideas and strategies with you. But it's up to you to take it in, to become serious about it, and to do what you want to do. You're welcome to come if you just want to sit back and enjoy the show and just listen. Don't take any notes, but just let it kind of wash in. And you can do that on Wednesday nights and Thursday nights and Tuesday nights. And then I'll give the same program 3 nights in a row. And then we'll go to the next part. You're welcome to visit all the classes that you want to do there. I appreciate Tisha coming to lots of our classes. I know that a lot of it's rubbing in, and it's good to have a soundboard for someone that can help me gauge how to change things around to keep it interesting, because I do try to change each and every class every year, so to make it interesting. But I'm really hoping that you want to do more than that you're excited about it, you want to do the homework, do the assignments, own the skills, really learn how to apply what you're learning in your business, and let me help you do that. In order to do that, we have to share back and forth, hear what you're saying. It's important that you know that if you want me to talk about a particular subject, or you've got a particular question on your mind that's concerning you, you need to let me know that, because I'll change the classes to suit your needs and address the things that you're dealing with, that you're most concerned about. And if there's for any reason I can't do that, Bart and I will make sure you get the information that you do need, because if y'all weren't here, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much, and I want you to make a commitment, if you can, to stay through with this and earn your certificates and graduation and become a member of the Academy of Entrepreneurs Associates. So tonight, which is week 1 or part 1, we're going to be talking about things that you want to consider before you actually dive in, start making serious investments of time and money. And then each week we'll go forward, build it as we go. Everything will be connected to help you move forward with your business planning. And then after those 7 weeks are finished, and you again can win your graduation certificates, we'll shift over to Wednesday nights and have 5 more Wednesday nights where we dive into particular areas of business and focus on things that will really help you, like tax planning and how to start your business with the least amount of money, customer service, negotiating, how to price your products, different strategies of how to beat the competition. So there's a world of information here that I'm going to tell you, if you were going to Harvard Business College, you would not get the things that we teach to help a Main Street business, small business, get started. The colleges and the business administration courses and such as that are all about big manufacturing companies and huge selling and Walmart type businesses. We're focusing on small businesses here and ones that are getting started, primarily right here in Eastern North Carolina. So we're going to try to give you the street smart approach while you're here with us. The certificates you can win are numerous, and they're pretty and they're frameable, and you'll be very proud of them and proud to put them on your wall and for folks to see them. You'll have a chance to win lots and lots of different types to help you move along. There are requirements that you have to graduate. The only requirement that you have to get an achievement certificate is to come to the classes and to pass an open book quiz. Now then, if you actually want to graduate, get a graduation certificate and become an associate member of the academy, then you're going to need to finish some homework and do some assignments and show some real interest in that you're trying to promote your business and also help us all move forward in business. If you go the extra mile on things, we got a certificate for you on that, which I'll be glad to show you as well. Now, hopefully you got email from us. From Bart has sent you an email that's got a bunch of study guides and handouts in it. Tisha just mentioned that she didn't get hers, but I mailed to this email address that you gave me, Tisha, this morning, copies of all this, so hopefully it's in your email. And LaToya, hopefully you already have your handouts, but if you don't, you let me know. Type it into in that chat board and let me know if you got your handouts, and if not, I'll send you some more tomorrow because they're very important. The ones that are applied to tonight's lessons are number 1063, which are the talking points that we're doing right now. That's just kind of an outline of each one of our programs. And then the next one is the 40 Main Street drill skills, which are a group of ideas and techniques and strategies that as you learn them and watch them, and this handout has got video links to them, to my YouTube channel, so you can get a good interest in how how things work. There's 40 different what I would call drill skills that will go into your tool belt of skills, business skills that will help you make more money with a lot less stress. Thank you, Tisha. I see that you got your handouts. That's good. Marketable profit centers are the things that you do in your business, LaToya, that actually make money with them, the individual areas. And we'll talk about those a lot because each profit center needs to be linked in such a way that we can have some upsells, and I'll show you how to do that. 50 businesses is you can start with a small amount of money, because I don't want you to have a lot of profit centers, and you might find some ideas in this handout that would help you find some other type of businesses to add. A mission, vision, and promise statement will do so much for you to encourage you to learn more about yourself and why you want to be in business, and to share it with other people, and to put it in writing to help you have a foundation, kind of a constitution of why you're in business and what you're trying to achieve. And this handout does a long way to help you, show you how to write it. And that's going to be one of our first homework assignments that I've sent out today to the folks that were with us last night. So borrowing funds may be something that you're interested in. Okay, so I'll make sure that you get this email now that I got your email address. There's a sheet there about a fact sheet on the things you need to know to consider before you want to borrow money. And then there's just a summary sheet of all 7 parts to this first course. But let's do a little bit of looking back for our spring class. We had this same type of series in the spring, and we do it every year. This is our 13th year of having a fall and a spring class. So this spring, we've already had some people that's taken the course during the spring. We had about 80 attendees during the 7 parts. In the spring, we had 16 folks that attended at least 5 out of 7 and passed their quiz so they could get an achievement certificate. But we had 13 folks who went the whole way, did all the homework, got their Academy Associate membership and a graduation certificate. So proud of them. We had 3 that got extra mile certificates. One, Sarita Sampson from there in Clinton, became a Master 5 Associates, having finished 5 series of programs, and also getting her business up and running. And then we had a first in class winner, Vanessa McIntosh, and I'll show you why she got first in class. So here's the folks that won the completion certificates. All of you up there, and I see Tisha's name there, so congratulations to you, Tisha. And then our associate members, that is the folks that did their homework and their assignments and just showed extra effort coming through, and they became members of the Academy. So proud of them. And let's talk a little bit about the individual people. Penny Mansfield down in Wilmington really jump-started her business this spring, showed us all how to do a lot of things, and at each step of the way, she shared with us what she was doing and just did a great job. Hey, Elizabeth, I'm glad to have you on board. We're moving along, and so just sit back and enjoy and take the notes and interrupt me anytime you want to ask a question. We're so glad to have you. So Penny did a great job while we were doing this. She joined the Google My Business account, showed us how to do it on as she was doing it. She gave us copies of it, and this will be one of the things that each one of us will do as we move forward with our businesses to get My Business on Google account to help us jumpstart our business. She's in the jewelry business, and she makes this jewelry herself, most of it, and she really started marketing on Facebook and learning how to put her prices there. And she said as she really upped her ante with marketing, the sales started coming in a whole lot better. And that's what it's about. We have to keep showing our stuff for people to be able to do it. Penny's an amazing young lady, a gifted artist. You can see that she's got a lot of talent in making her jewelry and moving forward. And then Tamika Mita in Jacksonville, just a lovely lady who works out at the base, helping the families out there. She is starting a vending business.
Versatile NC, your premier vending machine service.
There she is talking to us. So Tamika is doing a great job. And then Kenny Osborne over in Beulaville has got his trucking business up and running. Last spring things were going well, and he was thinking about adding a second truck, so we're proud of him. All through the season, Kenny was talking to us. As a matter of fact, we had 2 long-distance truck drivers that joined us every single night last winter as we were doing the series. And one night they'd be in Florida. One time we had folks in Oklahoma, up north in New England. It was really made it interesting that our class was traveling all over the country during our last session. And there's Tisha. How about that? In her 2 stitching business, getting a business where she's making clothes and retrofitting and doing things, a real demand for the market. she's a busy lady helping look after some folks right now, but so proud of you, Tisha, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in person and actually seeing your product and your shop. So thank you for all that you're doing. Ed Romero and his son Caesar are contractors over in the Mount Olive area. And about 15 years ago, Ed joined our series and went through it when he was first starting his business. And he's brought one of his sons back through with us this winter as he's getting active in the business. And they really jump-started and started marketing and getting their faces out there and watching their businesses grow. Started marketing on social media and Facebook about the jobs they're doing and promoting their business. And you can just see that it's really doing a great job for them because they are constantly got new projects started. And I hope we're making lots of money and are going to grow their business. They're certainly doing a lot of work. Amy Parker over in Oxford, North Carolina. Amy is a sweet young lady. She's getting her own business started, and her dream is to have a venue, a place where people can come and have family entertainment and family reunions and parties and things like that. She wants to maintain the building and rent it to help folks do that, and looking forward to getting the report on her this fall as well. So she got a great logo there. I thought that was really, really pretty the way she's doing that. Then Sarita does a great job in Clinton. She has actually started and is doing well, about in her third year of business now, doing virtual business assistance for other businesses, doing printing and fashion and technical stuff for people, making bulletins for churches and for business folks, and making certificates for my program to do it, and just looking for opportunities to help other businesses get started. She did this little video for us, and we'll encourage everyone to do the video. So turn your microphone up here and let's see hers.
Hi, my name is Sarita Sampson. I am the owner of Loving Graphics here in Clinton, North Carolina. I can help you with your business card. I can help you create your logo. I can also do funeral programs and flyers. Any of your graphic design needs, I can handle. I also am the owner of Taylor's Creation, where we can help you build your business website, and I can also be your personal assistant, helping you with posting your products, helping you post your products online, helping you set up your Facebook business page, all that.
So there, So there you go, Latoya. You know, Sarita might be one of the first people that we get y'all together with, or maybe all three of us can get together and have lunch, and she will be a great mentor for you if you would like that, and y'all learn to communicate. And she has already gone through the things that you're getting ready to go through, so that might be a good opportunity for y'all to get together. Alicia over in Willard is putting together a number of different enterprises for her different family members, and I'm looking forward to hearing from her this fall as well. Monique Curry at Huntersville over towards Charlotte is building different types of services for small children and mothers that she can help online. Really energetic young lady, and I know that will do very, very well. And now back to our area in Chicopee, Amanda Stokes is building her own kitchen, commercial chicken, so she can start her own bakery. And I'm looking forward to hearing how she has come along this summer. But our first in class during the last winter and in spring, first in class that just went above and beyond all things to show us all how to be a great entrepreneur was Vanessa McIntosh, and her office and businesses in Burnsville, which is pretty deep in the mountains, deep in North Carolina mountains. Her business is 5 Alarm Logistics, where she sells a number of different things to get it around, but what amazed me about Vanessa, she joined the class having really a small structured business. She had been doing business for maybe 5 or 6 years, but it really hadn't kicked off and grown very much, and she just felt like it was stale. And after our classes, she started doing her assignments and applying them and showing us. And this is some of the things that she shared with us. This is from her about she came forward with her profit centers, the different things that she was going to offer, put it in a thread so that she could share it on her website. So this is actually one of her web pages, and also she was able to use them on Facebook, the different things that she was offering to sell. She also determined the different target markets of customers that she was going to address and try to sell to. And I'll be asking y'all to do this same thing, is to list down who your target customer groups are. And she had done that here. It listed those down very nicely. And indeed, she hadn't done any videos whatsoever, not at all. She said she was shy and didn't want to do it. Well, I encouraged her, and she agreed to give it a try. And she did a video herself using her telephone, and I had someone hold the phone, and she gave one and sent it to me, and I had one of our other entrepreneurs and associates to enhance it for us. So you can, Latoya and Tisha, y'all can do your own video, as simple as you want to do it, and send it to us, and I'll share it with one of our folks that have been through the academy and ask them to enhance it. And what they can do is put music behind it. They can put photos inside of it. They can have a voice over. You can have your voice, and you can have another voice if you like it. And then they can run script along the bottom. So turn your volume up and listen to this so you can see all the different improvements that we made to Vanessa's really good video as it started, and you'll see how we can take what you and I might do on our little cell phone and turn it into a first-class TV quality commercial. So sit back and let's see Vanessa's video here.
Hey y'all, I'm Vanessa McIntosh. I'm the owner of 5 Alarm Logistics. 5 Alarm is one of the very few ploy manufacturers in the United States, and we're located in Yates County, North Carolina.
All these products, including ploy
manufacturers in the United States, and we're located in Yates County.
I want you to look at that little baby she's holding. That's the beauty of our type of videos and our type of classes. What we're trying to achieve here is for your customer to learn to see that you're a real person with a real family and a real voice. You know, none of us are TV stars or can make professional commercials maybe for nationwide TV, but all of us, by golly, can do the best we can, and the commercials that we make with our videos need to bring our personalities out and to show what we're all about. So let's finish watching Vanessa's video.
County, North Carolina.
All these products, including ploys, caps, shirts, and more, are great for gifts, awards, promotions of emergency service agencies, dispatch centers, fire departments, law enforcement agencies, emergency medical team departments, search and rescue teams, correctional facilities, and by the way, these coins are great for special occasions with businesses and employees, family events and reunions, athletic teams, all military branches, U.S. Fish and Wildlife, Forest Services, and private organizations. Don't wait. Call or email Vanessa today to place your orders and let us know when you need delivery.
Thank you for choosing 5 Alarm Logistics.
And thank you, Vanessa, so much for all the hard work you did last year. Not only did she do the videos and all that, but she also came up with her core values, her mission statement, her vision statement, and testimonials about attending the class here. I mean, she just went the extra mile. She showed us pictures of her pop-ups where she was selling. She got her QR code so that she could get people to come directly to her website, and always promoting Made Proudly in the USA. So Vanessa really won that award hands down, and we're looking forward to
Hey, y'all, I'm Vanessa.
to doing it all for you and for you getting your certificate. I see we've been honored with our sponsors on board with us tonight. Bart, do you have your audio up and working so you can say hello?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you guys are here tonight, and good to see you, Steve.
Yes, indeed. Good to see you too. Did you have a good summer?
I did. Busy as ever, but it was good.
Did you take a lot of scout trips?
No, actually, I've got one son now. He's a Boy Scout, and one is still a Cub Scout. But the Boy Scout, he went to summer camp, and he's getting ready to go camping this weekend.
There you go. I love scouting and love to be involved in it. We got a good group started here. Had a good crowd last night, and of course on the hot night, I'm sure attendance will start improving as the weather cools a little bit.
Oh yeah. And two, I wanted to let you know we've got a part-time SBC person that might be popping on towards the end in case there's any questions. So
Good.
her name is Elizabeth Sanchez.
She's already come and gone, so maybe she'll come back in a little bit.
Okay.
That's good. Well, thank you for your sponsorship, and I'm going to work the heck out of these ladies and gentlemen to help them get that business started.
Well, good. Yeah, and any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll help you out.
All right. Well, stay with us as long as you'd like and break in anytime.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. All right. The different certificates that you can win are very pretty. They're very well done, and you'll be very proud to get them and showing you pictures of them there. So always get your study guides. Bar to mail them out before we get started, but sometimes email don't work too well because you don't have to have it one period in the wrong place for it not to go through. So when you come to the class, you make sure I've got your correct email address and tell me to make the change over in the chat. And in a week or two, we'll have everything greased and oiled, and you'll be getting things just like you're supposed to be getting. All right, let's get into the meat now. I want to give you some tips to get started with your business. So Latoya, start taking your notes now. Very important. The first note is, know that unexpected things are going to happen. I'm just telling you that right now. Running a business, like running a life, is not always go the way you planned. So we'll do the best we can in our planning, but part of that is to know that we're going to have defenses up and risk management strategies to help us handle things that come along that are unexpected so that it doesn't sink our ship every time we get a bump in the road. Next, I want you to build a team that you can trust. And I already mentioned tonight, building a team like Latoya. I think it would be good if you and Sarita could get together and also to get an appointment with Bart and see what the Small Business Center is all about and share with him, because again, he has resources he can share with you, and we just love to do that. And so build a team of people that you can trust around you. Let me tell you, sometimes it's hard to find intelligence. And there are people out there that think they know everything and just run their mouth so big and maybe give you a lot of advice, and they just don't have any idea what they're talking about and run you in the ditch. So I want to share with you to go to the Small Business Center and find folks here on these webinars and seminars. We're dedicated to help you and to keep it confidential. So find the places you can get good advice and stay with it. I'm not telling you have to follow all the advice, but you do need to hear different ideas because there's so many things. And doing the best we can do, things will go wrong sometime. That's why we want more than one profit center. We want more than one customer group. We need to have diversity in our business for it to stay alive and go. Now, my job, the way I see it, is to motivate, is to be assertive, is to encourage you and push you and to encourage you to take that next step and show you how to do it. But while I'm doing it, I'll show you where the pitfalls are the best I can. So I apologize right now if it seems like I'm stepping on your toes or moving you, because here's what I'm going to say. You don't need to go any faster than your own pace. You want to pace yourself to a comfort level that you can maintain the pace. Because in entrepreneurship, it's all about staying with it long enough to learn the small points that'll help you stay in business. So I don't motivate you. I don't teach you how to motivate your customers. And I'll show you how to motivate your employees, because motivation is entrepreneurship. Your job now is to find the endurance to stay with it. Accept it that you are here to stay, and you're going to stay with this. You're going to learn what you can. You're going to stay in the game. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you stay with it, you probably will end up at some place different than where you think you are, because things change and we learn to adjust and put the tools we have in a good position so that we can make the best out of our skills, make the best out of the customers that are willing to buy from us, and follow that lead to success and sustainability. Anyone can start a business, but some very special people have sustainable business that go on for years and years and years. And the way they do that is by staying with it and learning those small parts. Now, you'll hear me say, email me, because I don't be sending a lot of stuff to you. You'll get 100+ emails from me through this series, because these study guides are going to come your way for you to take advantage of. I'll be asking questions. You'll be sending your assignments back to me by email. So write this address down, stvcarv@aol.com. And as early as tomorrow night or tomorrow morning, well, not tomorrow morning, I don't have to travel in the morning, but over the weekend, you'll be getting emails from me with assignments and study guides, and you'll just be amazed, absolutely. So what do I want from you? I want to see your website links. I want to see your Facebook pages. I want to see your personal photographs, products that you're going to be selling. I want you to have that Google My Business account up and running in just a few weeks. I want you to be learning how to do YouTubes and have your own YouTube channel. Why? Maybe you don't have the money to put up an expensive website right now or buy a lot of inventory, but none of these things are going to cost you hardly a penny. Things that you can do, and we can take these items, these photos and this information, put them in that Google My Business account, put them into your videos, put them on Facebook, and you know what will happen? You'll start having customers. People will see what you got, and if we do it right, they're going to want to send you some money. And that's what we're after, right? Start earning some money so we can make our business go and grow. First thing in your handout, you get those 40 drill skills, look at them, practice them, do one a day. There's not but 40 of them, so in a month or so, and it'll take you less than 5 minutes for each one. And we're going to talk about them at each program. So if you can master your drill skills, you will be amazed at how much self-confidence it will build in you. And you will know things that people that have been in business for 35 years don't know. So it's really important. Excuse me, I'm getting dry in my throat. 40 drill skills, street smart drill skills. Here we go. Let's talk about the first 8 of them. First week, we're going to do 8 each week. Do you want a business plan? Absolutely. Why do you want a business plan? To avoid pitfalls and unexpected expenses. You know, you can just kind of float along and everything goes right, you'll be okay, but pitfalls and unexpected expenses throw you out the door. It'll absolutely make your business go out of business. So what does a business plan tell you? Well, up front, we're going to be estimating and guessing. That's because you're not in business yet, so we're going to do a lot of estimating and guessing. You don't know how to do that because you hadn't been here before, but Bart and I can help you. So we're going to look at what you're thinking about doing, come up with a way to determine the estimated volume of money that it will bring in, and then come up with an estimated how much money are you going to have to spend to do this. Then we're going to take our our projected income and subtract our estimated expenses, and that is what's left. A business plan is all about what's left. That's the profit or the margin or the money you're going to have to work with after you've done some business. Now that what's left also needs to be another thing, and that is your goals, your income goal for your business or yourself. We're going to try to achieve that with the what's left of the business plan. I don't think it's a good idea to just come up with a business plan and do this and that and take a chance on seeing what's at the bottom line. I believe in creating a business plan to achieve your goals, and that your goal, your money goal, needs to be at the bottom of that business plan, and then we will do what it takes up top to earn the money that you need to do. And we'll do that by using income models and expense models, and we'll do all of that next week. Next week's a big week to have you understand how a basic business plan works. I don't have two basic parts to ours. One will be a planner. We're going to look at the next 6 months and itemize the things that you need to do each month during the next 6 months to get started. And we're going to start building, you're going to start deciding on what your profit centers are going to be, and we're going to start trying to determine on how much income each one of those profit centers will bring in. It'll be fairly easy to figure out the expenses, because as we're looking at the income levels, we'll have to figure out what stuff's going to cost us and how much we can sell it for. So 2 things we're going to do. Give us a milepost planner, a timeline, a simple business plan working outline, and to get started. Sometimes you can't do a complete business plan until you've been in business for several years, because you just don't know the answers to the questions. So lots of times people just will not get started because they can't figure out how to do a sophisticated plan. But we'll show you how and make you feel good about it. Okay, that's the business plan. A marketing plan is a must. A marketing plan is to tell you what's next, how to go about doing your business step by step. And if you do step by step, you will end up with customers that are coming back to you. And our marketing plan that we're going to call the Golden Goose Marketing Plan helps you do that with a step-by-step way, and that is week 3. That's what we're going to be doing in week 3, and it carries over into week 4 as well, is how to put together a marketing plan in week 3, and in week 4, how to put it to work and find customers. And you will be amazed at how it can come together for you to show you what's next. What's next is, what are you going to be selling, and who are you going to be selling to next week, next month, next year? Yeah, it's not rocket science. It's taking it step by step and staying with the plan. You stay with the plan, you'll be all right. Now listen here. Each business has different things it needs to be doing. You know, when you go to the emergency room when you're sick, or you go to the doctor for a checkup, they're going to check your vital signs, right? Well, part of the vital signs of a small business, and especially a new small business, is that you have the right kind of profit centers. Is that you've got profit centers, things that you're selling that will be used by different customer groups all year long. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you there's 3 different kinds of marketable profit centers that you need in your business. Number 1 is the profit center that helps you create new traffic and new customers every day. Things that bring people in off the street. Things that will help new customers want to come to see you, because you need new customers. We're going to lose 1/3 of our customers every year doing the best you can do. I lose 1/3 of my customers every year, or maybe even more. Why? People die, they move away, they quit, they like someone else, lots of reasons. But you need to know that you are going to be losing them, so you have to do something that brings in new customers. And we'll have some profit centers that'll do that. But usually those profit centers don't let you make much money because you had to kind of cut the margins to entice them to come to see you, to take them away from the competition. So now we need some profit centers in our business for repeat business, for continuous business. And those profit centers need to have higher margins so we can start making some money and saving some money. Yeah, we have to have different profit centers to do that. And the third kind of profit center is something that helps us have some big ticket sales. It's really hard and almost impossible to have a sustainable business unless you are bringing in enough volume to be able to set some money aside for rainy days, or to take advantage of good deals, or that you actually are creating some wealth. And to do that, we need some big ticket sales. And the good news is maybe you're not selling expensive items like big cars or farm implements or houses or different things. Maybe you're selling little trinkets, little jewelry, little costume stuff, cosmetics and lotions. And none of those are going to be selling for more than $10, $15, or $20 a piece. So at the end of the day, for you to be able to put together a $5,000 deposit, that'd be really difficult, wouldn't it? But you're going to need some $1,000 deposits to be able to have a sustainable business. So how are we going to do that? One, find some expensive stuff to sell. Two, take what we have and learn how to group it together, package it, bundle it, so that we can make that work. And that's the good news. A lot of entrepreneurs just don't have a clue you can do that, but that's why they go out of business, because they don't know these things. And I'm so glad that you're here. Well, we're going to teach you that stuff. So 3 different kind of profit centers, and we'll talk about them a little bit more. But I want you to have at least 5 different things going on. 3 of those, at least one each of those items, those 3, but a total of 5 things, so that you are going to have income coming in from at least 5 revenue streams, 5 different customer groups, all 12 months long, not just in the summer, not just in the winter, but you need a revenue stream in the wintertime and in the summertime to be sustainable and to have a smooth operating deal. So we'll talk about the different types of marketable profit centers that you're going to have. And it's all going to link together. I promise you, all this is going to link together. So say with me these 3 letters, RFC. And the RFC is the raving fan customer. They're different than all your other customers, because the raving fan customer is the one that goes out in the community and encourages other people to come and do business with you. They tell their friends, they tell their families, they tell whoever they meet on the street that you're a good person to do business with and you ought to go see them. Plus, they're going to keep coming back because they love you. They don't love on you. They don't love on your business. They don't cry if you're having a bad day and laugh if you're having a good day. That's a raving fan customer. And they're like gold in your safe, because when things get tough, if you've got a good group, a good bunch of raving fan customers, you can make it. They will help you make it. But you know what? They don't come along by themselves. You can have loyal customers, good customers, regular customers, friendly customers, but that don't make them raving fans. No, it doesn't. Well, here's a promise I'm going to make to you. In week 3, I'm going to show you how to create a raving fan customer. And it's going to be worth $1 million zillion to you if you use it in your business substantially. It's been worth that much to me. And it's not going to cost you 1 penny to know this secret that so many people in business don't even have a clue about. That is a secret that will help you have a successful business. So say it with me now. So important, RFC, raving fan customer. NDCP, no demand, change the plan. Like rock, paper, scissors, no demand, change the plan. No demand, change the plan. What we're going to say here is that our business plan will have to be changed from time to time. Just know it going in. Things happen, and if you're unwilling or unable to or too lazy to, know that business plans have to be changed and adjusted to stay viable. Then we're going to get rid of that smoke and mirrors right now. We will have to learn to change our business plans, change the things we're selling and the way we sell them from time to time. So always be flexible is what NDCP is telling us to do. And then it's ABCD, just straight elementary ABCD, which stands for always be connecting the dots. All of these hundreds of things that I'm describing to you, different points, different things we're going to put in, they're the little dots that you're putting down on your board. And as we're connecting the dots, we're going to do it in a circle because we want our wheel to move. We want it to roll. We don't want it one over here and one over there because that would be a bumpy ride. We're going to connect the dots in such a way that everything makes sense and it goes together like a nice machine. And it helps us steer away from making decisions because it feels good or it seems like a good idea at the time. If we're self-guarding ourselves with ABCD, we're going to think about these decisions or talk to an advisor or a counselor or sleep on it a while. And if it doesn't fit in the circle, you're better off to leave it alone. Because we don't need bumps in the road getting a new business started. Okay? Now, if you ever were going to get a tattoo or another one, I want the tattoo that you're going to get as an entrepreneur and associate to be, and by the way, right here on your forehead. 3 words, by the way, are the most important 3 words you will ever use in your small business marketing. And these 3 words are going to make you more money year after year, decade after decade, than you can believe. If you own, by the way, as a part of your heartbeat, part of your entrepreneur DNA, then you're on the right road. You're on the road to making money. And let me tell you, my friend, you're going to have some competitors out there that don't get this. And because you do, you're going to blow them out of the saddle. Because, by the way, those 3 words are the door opener and password to upsells and cross sales and stacking profits. Stacking profits. I wrote a little book, just a little pamphlet. It's called Stacking Profits that goes into this in depth. So, so we'll teach it right out of that book. By the way, is saying, I'm going to have the right products here in my marketable profit centers that I can say to my customer, I'm so glad you bought this, or I'm so glad you bought that. And since you did, by the way, I also have this product that will complement it or help it look better on you or help you use it better. And by the way, I've also got this product that'll make it all come together so nicely for you. And customers appreciate that because you are helping them what we call complete the sale. Whether they're buying gifts for someone or trying to put a project together, nobody ever buys just one thing. They might go to 3 or 4 different stores to buy what they needed, but you're going to be smart enough to use your skill of forecasting and merchandising that you will have all those things right there ready for them. You had thought about it months in advance, and you've already got it positioned so that if they buy any one of those things, you're going to be able to say, and by the way, 4 times. So why do you do that? Because that enables you to make 4 times as much profit off of that same one customer without you really spending any extra money to do it. It means that instead of making $20 profit, you're going to make $120 profit. But is it hard to do? No. What skills are needed? forecasting, marketing, and salesmanship. You put those together and you have it lined up and you're ready to go. Now, it seems like everybody, including me, is making purchases off Amazon.com now because they're just so convenient. Y'all do that? Well, if you go to Amazon.com and buy something, the very minute you hit, I'm going to buy this, up from the bottom of the screen comes people who buy this product also buy this, and they buy that, and they buy that. Well, I think someone at Amazon.com must have come to one of our webinars, because what that is basically saying is, and by the way, we've also got these other items for you. So know how important that's going to be for you and for your business, by the way. Well, summertime's about to go and the fall season is coming in, and fall fishing out on the ocean is the best fishing all year long, in the fall, September and October. So let's just talk about fishing a minute. Now, I had a house out at Emerald for 35 years, and every Friday and Saturday that I could go fishing, if the wind wasn't blowing, I was able to do it. I had lots of people helping me at Carver Equipment, and I could take weekends off and go fishing. That was a nice thing to do. I had a nice boat, and I fished for the first 5 years and didn't catch squat. Didn't know how to fish. Knew how to run the boat because I was in the Coast Guard, so I didn't run aground, but I didn't catch fish either. So after 5 years, I finally decided I was tired of carrying my kids out, my friends out, and us coming back with an empty cooler. And I invited the other good captains at the marina that we've docked with. One day I said, I want y'all to go out. I invited 3 of them to go with me. I bought the beer, I bought the bait, I paid for the gas, I ran the boat, I let them do all the fishing. They didn't have to do any work, and they got to keep the fish. That was the deal. So they couldn't hardly turn that down. Plus I had lunch for them while we were out fishing. And we caught a lot of fish. And all it was they knew secrets that I didn't know. They showed me how to tie knots, what size hooks to use, where and when to put the bait in the water, how to go about it, what speed to run, all the little things that it takes to put together a winning fishing trip. Just like in small business, it's all the little things it takes to have a successful, sustainable business. But out of all that day, there's 3 rules that came in real plain. If you're going to go out on the ocean and catch fish, you're going to have to do 3 different things. Number one thing is you're going to have to keep fresh bait in the water. And if you keep fresh bait in the water, you're going to catch some fish. Rule number 2, keep fresh bait in the water. Because if you keep fresh bait in the water, you'll catch some fish. Well, that was rule number 1, keep fresh bait in the water. Rule number 2, keep fresh bait in the water. And rule number 3, guess. Yeah, keep fresh bait in the water and you'll catch fish. It might not be exactly the fish you were after, but in the ocean, there's enough stuff out there that's hungry that if you keep putting fresh bait in the water in front of them, you're going to get the bites and you're going to catch some fish. Now, there were some other important rules too in my face-to-face seminar that tell you some of those. I'm not going to get into that now, because what's that got to do with tonight's topic? Because the way you catch customers has everything to do with that. If you keep fresh bait in the water, you'll catch customers. And what is that bait? Continuous promotions. If you know who your customers are and where they are, and you keep promotions in front of them, that is fresh bait for them. And you'll catch fish, you'll make sales. It is just that simple. And you don't have to be real sophisticated to know all this, or be from New York City or Los Angeles. Right here in Dunn and Clinton, North Carolina, if you keep fresh bait in the water with your promotions with our local customers, you'll get sales. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Week 3 and week 4, it's going to be all about how to keep fresh bait in the water. So make sure you're tuning in for that. Now, the rest of the night, we're going to be basing it on my book, which is how to 24 Things You Need to Start a Business. It's on sale at Amazon, but you do not need to buy it because the handout that I'm going to send to you is basically almost a manuscript of the book, got everything covered. But that's where it's coming from. It is well organized, and it's a good place why it's important for you to save this handout, because the handout goes a lot deeper into the subjects than I don't do in my presentation tonight, simply because we just have 2 hours to work with you. And we absolutely just used up 1 hour. So let's get into it now. Chapter 1. When you go to see Bart and have an interview with him, he's already got a list of probably about 30 questions that he's going to need to ask you to kind of get a feel for where you are and where you want to go and how he can help you. Well, I'm just going to ask you a few questions tonight, or basically I'm going to ask you to ask yourself. But in the book, I think I go through all of them, but tonight we're going to get the list real short because it just hit the ones that are most important right now. So the number one question that you need to ask yourself right now, Latoya and Tisha and Bart, is, are you going to be personally active in the business? Is it you going to be hands-on, or do you want to have a business that you buy and set up and hire other people to do the work? And you just come by every now and then to count your money or to see what's going on. Are you going to be active in the business? Number 2, is it going to be, and you are going to be active in it, is it going to be a full-time job for you? You're going to quit what you're doing and do this full-time? Or maybe you're retired and you're going to start doing this full-time? Or I want to encourage you to keep a good job with good benefits while you're starting another business. That's always a good thing. Benefits and dependability and stability is important, and you get your other business up and running one day at a time until you're ready to go with it full time if you want to do that, or find somebody to run it for you and let them go with it full time. Full time or part time? You need to know the answer to that real good and at least do that before we start writing a business plan next week, because your income goals and challenges will be different, and the business plan needs to take that into consideration. Plus, if you're going to be involved in doing the selling, and you're going to be there a certain number of hours, and you want to make a certain amount of money in the business, we're going to be able to take those hours, divide it into the goal, and I'll be able to tell you how much money you need to be making per hour in selling. You see, it's not rocket science, and it's not like having a globe here. No, we can figure it out based on experience and the information you give us. Next, what type of business is this going to be? Is it going to be home-based? You don't do everything at home? Or is it mobile? That is, you don't start at home, but then get in a vehicle and go somewhere else and do business. Or you don't rent or build a building somewhere, call it a bricks and mortar building, where customers will come and see you at a specific location. Some businesses have to be one or the other, and some can be all three. But here's the fact. Which is the least expensive way to start a business if you can? Do it at home. Yeah, because you just got the regular expenses there. Because once you go mobile, you got a transportation factor to deal with. Cost of gas, insurance, a vehicle, where you go and how far you go, and what you're going to do when you get there, and you can't do anything without spending money. So that needs to be thought about. Internet business could be from home or it could be from somewhere else. That brings in a whole different set of circumstances and things to consider. Bricks and mortar, wow, that's a long list. Got to rent, got to pay property taxes, got to keep building up, have lighting, parking lots, security issues, inventory stocks and storage, warehousing, lots of things to consider there. Why do you need to think about that right now in chapter 1? Because the business plan we're going to be working on will be different depending on what you say. Maybe your business is going to be a little bit of all three of these. That's the way my business shook down through the years. And there was a different set of expenses and a different set of opportunities that each one of them brings in So we need to take that into consideration. What's the date that you want to get started? Or have you already started? Great. But where do you want to be in 6 months? You need to think about that, because next week we're going to have, the first thing we're going to do is do a planner and figure out where we want to be in the next 6 months and what are we going to have to do to get there. That's information that will have to come from you, but I'll show you what to do with it once we know that. Now, the products and services. Maybe you're selling products, or maybe you're selling services, or maybe you're doing both. Selling products takes one criteria: what's it going to cost you to buy it or to make it, and what's the price, what's the margin in your pricing, how will that go? But selling services is a little bit tougher, because here we're selling time for money. That's like you're doing a mowing company, a painter, a pressure washer, a lawyer, a dentist, someone giving webinars. Time for money gets to be real complicated, because there's not but so many hours in a day, and we're going to have to determine how much each one of these hours need to generate for you to end up with that what's left at the business plan. Yeah. So let's have a little conversation about that, and we'll take it very serious, so be ready for that. Is your present credit score one that a lender is looking forward to loaning you money? Only you know that. If you're young or you just have never had any credit, probably not. If you got some age on you and you bought some cars and houses, or done some financing, or maybe have been in some type of business along the way, maybe your credit score is looking good and you got a history. You know, part of having a credit score is having a history. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and you might want to send me an email and let me know where you are on that. I've got a handout, a study guide I'd love to email to you about how to go about improving your credit score. And you know, there's 5 or 6 little things you can do each month right now. Won't cost you any money at all, but just little things you can do, the way you go about paying your bills off, can start bumping that credit score right on up. So I see Elizabeth has joined us back. Welcome, Elizabeth. Glad to have you with us, and Bart as well. We look forward to meeting you and working with you along the way. Thank you so much. You want to turn your mic on and say hello to everyone? You'd be welcome to do it.
Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. I'm Elizabeth. I'm so happy to be joining you guys, and I'll be happy to help you with anything that you need help with. Credit score is definitely important, so I'd love to hear about it. Thank you.
Absolutely, Elizabeth. Make sure in the chat board right here that you go ahead and give me your email address, and every time I send Bart something, I'll send you a copy of it so you can better serve all these classmates. So thank you so much for joining us, and you're always welcome to pop in anytime and throw in any ideas that you have. Okay.
Right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't realize it. I've been in business for 60 years and have always, for the 15 years, been doing these classes, have encouraged people to do their mission and vision statements, just because it was part of the curriculum and I was supposed to teach that. But you know what? A couple of years ago, I decided I'm not going to practice what I'm preaching, so I did this for my own company. And it just made a terrific impact on me as a human being and as a business person, because you're making a statement here about the vision you have for where your company's going, your mission, what you want to achieve, and then we're going to throw in a promise for what you make a commitment to. And another little wrinkle is that you identify the core values you want to achieve in your business. And when you take the time, and it probably will take you from an hour to all day to come up with a satisfying statements that you'll put in print. When you write down what's in your heart, what your goals are, you're saying to yourself, I believe this and I'm going to go forward with it and try to make it happen. It's kind of as if you're writing your own constitution for your business and making promises to your customers, and you put it out there. You let them see it. Because those customers that identify and agree with your mission and vision and want to help you achieve it, they will automatically feel better about doing business with you. And without it, they'll feel like they never knew you. You were just another Joe on the internet, just someone else out here trying to do business. But with a mission, vision, and promise statement, you're real. You're transparent. You're honest. And you're willing to put it in writing and let the public see it. So therefore, you're courageous. And you will take pride in that. Yeah, you know, I am different than so many other people out there, and my business is going to be different because I don't treat my customers different. And that will, in itself, help a large percentage of your potential customers want to be with you and help them become a raving fan customer because you did your mission, vision, and promise statements, and it's one of the first assignments I want y'all to do. And in your handouts and study guides, I've got a good one right there that shows you how to do it. So jump right into it as soon as you get it. That'll be one of your things that you will do to get your graduation. The core values of your business are the simple facts every day that you're guiding yourself in the way you do business. What does the mission, vision, and promise statements achieve? They tell the community what your company wants to do for it. They tell the customers what you're going to try to do for them. The employees the same thing, and it sets the standards and the goals that you want the company to follow. So very important. So just as an example, for my company, carverequipment.com, it's one of my doing business ads, I've got it right there at my website for everybody to see. The core values are respect every person, maintain high standards, earn trust, foster partnerships, and embrace excellence. Just simple things, but I believe that, and it helps me every day when I make decisions. These things will put pressure on you. You might be teetering which decision you're going to make, and when you look at those values, things become real clear to help you take the right road, the high road, to keep your standards high. So let me tell you, you'll see my statements. You're welcome to copy them, to use them if you feel good about them, or to adjust them any way you want. And in the handout, I've shared with you lots of other statements that people have done along the way. My mission statement is right there for you. It's very simple. Vision statement's right there for you. And the promise statement, which you don't hear a lot of, but I encourage you to do the promise statement because that's where you're making a commitment for the future to your customers, to let them know the type of customer you want to be. And it's indeed where you can indeed show how serious that you are. And very simple, I boil it right down at the bottom because I really want my company and me and the people I do business with to be a whole lot less like I am and to be more like the Jesus that we read about in the Bible. I think that is a worthy goal and a worthy promise to try to become less like ourselves and more like Him. So, and to do, promote dignity and goodwill. So do yours, start working on them, and you'll take a lot of pride in it and move forward. Make your statements reflect what you want to do. I did the same thing for the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates. I've even got a purpose statement there, mission, vision, and promise. And then we got a pledge for the Academy. And so to each one of you, I'm inviting y'all to work hard to become members of the Academy. And I think our last statement here, to concentrate and strengthen our association by our devotion to mutual helpfulness. Mutual helpfulness. Now, isn't that good? That is all of us trying to help each other. Just like I mentioned that we've got several graduates and members of the Academy year after year that'll be glad to help you. I mean, really be glad to help you move forward with your business. In chapter 1, starting right out after tonight, I want you to say, okay, I'm going to get me an advisor or a counselor to give me good advice. And right here tonight, we've got Elizabeth and Bart are right here on board with us from the Sampson County Community College Small Business Center. I'm on board here giving you the offer, so you don't have an excuse to say you don't have anybody. We're here for you, and if you want to add some more folks, we're going to encourage you to do that too. Find good advice to bounce your ideas off of. Keep a positive attitude, balanced energy. Know that I'm going to encourage you to become diversified. That's going to be an important word for the long-term good of your business. Think about your personal income goals as we're going to build this business plan starting next week. Think about what your revenues are going to be, and when we are targeting those revenues, we're going to do a business planner and a milepost, a calendar milepost to help us see what we need to be achieving each month. That's my way of motivating. It's my way of being assertive, is trying to encourage you to set some goals for yourself and to go for it. But rule number one is always going to be important. We're going to start small with a solid foundation. That business plan and the marketing plan and our mission, vision, and promise statements are going to be our foundations, our cornerstones, and we're going to go from there, put our feet in the water one toe at a time if that's what it takes, and to get the ball rolling. We need to be legal, but you don't need to worry about that right now. Being legal may mean that you're going to be some type of LLC, limited liability company. That is probably 99.5% of all entrepreneurs starting small businesses will start as an LLC. We'll show you how to do that, and other people will be glad to help you with it. You need to know that there's going to be risk involved. Whether you're spending money or not, you're spending time. And I don't want you to waste your time. And if wasting time is in there, that is a risk. And we're going to make some decisions that will turn out good and some will turn out bad. But just know the experience of starting a business will help you become a better person and a better leader, because you're going to be learning things and going on new ground. But we're going to have some guidelines. We're going to stay within the banks of the river as we go forward. And one of the primary ways that we stay within the banks that I got to tell you is you can get in a river on an inner tube and just float. You can float right on down and go where the river takes you. But you know what? There's limbs and all out there, and there's banks and there's rocks and there's stuff sticking up. And if you're just floating along, then you're going to have a lot more risk. But if you've got a way to steer and to change your path, then you're going to be a lot safer and will probably be more successful and move along faster. And the way you do that is to set priorities. You set the priorities, because how can we expect anything to be different tomorrow than it is today if we don't do different things tomorrow than we've been doing? So as we're building our business and becoming an entrepreneur, we are changing our priorities in what we're doing. Follow me? We have to know that that's part of it. There's not but a certain number of hours in a day, and we have to manage that time the best we can. Up to 24 hours, and what we plug into those is very, very important. Now, I know that we've already got a lot of things we have to look after. I certainly do. For all I know, you got 14 kids and 3 senior citizens you're looking over, and already doing a 40-hour day schedule, and still want to improve your situation. So we got to change some priorities, right? So I know that. And I'll try to give you tips on how to go about doing that. Let's stay legal with the law and with the local government. Every town now has a website, and you can go to their websites and see what all the rules and regulations are in ordinances about zoning, what you got to do to get a business started, how you register it, and such as that. None of it is hard, none of it is expensive, but all of it is important. You want to know this stuff before you go out and build a building or rent a building, so that you don't waste your time and your money. Let me share with you now. You're getting ready to start a business. You're going to birth a business. When you were born, you were given a social security number that you still got. and you will keep it all your life until you pass away. That one number stays with you, right? When you start a business and you become a LLC or a C Corp or S Corp, well, or a subchapter S, any of them, when you start a business and you become officially a business person, then you're going to get an EIN number, an employer identification number. Whether you employ employees or not, you're going to have an EIN number, and that is the same to a business that a Social Security number is to a baby. It's going to stay with you forever. So it's important that you know that. And when you're ready to start spending and making money, or to set up a business account, to set up an insurance policy for your business, then one of the things you're going to have to list down is your full name and your Social Security number. And now you're going to get to list your EIN number. It's part of doing life from now on. Mine is 560686221, and it's been that way forever. So you'll get an EIN number. Is that hard to do? It is not. Your bookkeeper will be able to, you can do it yourself, or if you don't have some people help you do things, your bookkeeper can help you get your EIN number, which will be the same as your Social Security number. And then we don't have to, if we're selling stuff and collecting sales tax, if we're buying items, like LaToya mentioned, she was going to be buying items. When you buy something, LaToya, you're going to want to not have to pay sales tax on it. So you'll get what is called a resale license or exemption, so that you can buy something and not have to pay sales tax on it. Because when you sell it to the next person, you're going to have to collect sales tax on it. And if you were paying it and they were paying it, that'd be double taxation and make you non-competitive. So for sales taxes and exemptions and returning that tax money to the state, we don't have to do business with the North Carolina Department of Revenue. And from here on, we don't call them the NCDOR, North Carolina Department of Revenue. And they will become just part of doing business. Like you go to the grocery store to eat and buy food in business, if you're selling stuff, and you're going to be doing business with the NCDOR, and they make it pretty darn easy. It's not hard, but it's something you have to do, and you can't procrastinate on it, and you may want to have a bookkeeper help you with it. I certainly do in my business. So that's one of the things that come along. License and permits and registrations, all will be local government stuff. Very easy to do it. Here's a copy of my business registration. About as uncomplicated as it can be, right? It's the name of the company and my identification number. And this is the one I paid for to cover 2022. Cost me, I think, $100 here and done, and that's it. You register, you give them your address and such as that, and pay them. So why do you do that? You need to do that so they'll know what the fire department will know if you've got a certain type of chemicals or materials. The zoning department want to make sure that you're doing the right kind of business for your location, and make sure you got the right kind of signs up. The county will know about this, so they can send you a property listing thing, so you can start paying and listing county taxes. So a business with that EIN number has to do certain registrations so that it will start filling out the right reports that you're supposed to. Now here's a little free gift for you. The North Carolina Small Business Center Network, which Elizabeth will be working with every day, posting these webinars and things like that. The Small Business Center has a great website. That's where you went to register here for this webinar probably. And the next time you go there, look up at the top along these lines here where the different links you can go to, and go to the resources. Go to this page I've got here and scroll through that. That is some good reading for someone that's got time and wants to kind of build your knowledge about getting started. They kind of lay it all out in a good summary and go forward. Now they've also got a lot of forms, things that you can fill out to help you organize your thoughts or your business plans and such as that. But I want to warn you, their business plan forms are pretty sophisticated and pretty complicated, and are generally, I don't want to recommend you jump into that too early until you do those simple ones that we're going to do next week. Go instead on my plan when it's time to do a sophisticated business plan where you don't carry it to the bank and ask to borrow a lot of money, and that's going to be an important part of it. You're not ready for that yet, probably. And therefore, I don't want you to be discouraged by looking at that and getting scared, because what we're going to do next week is going to be fairly easy to work with and be all that you need to get started. So they've got good stuff there, good reading, good materials, but don't get locked down on all their forms just yet, not quite yet. So we've already talked about this, where you know operate your business, give it some more thought, because as we do the business plan, it's going to be really, really important as how we go forward. Our business plan is going to be important, and our profit centers are going to be important. But here's the key: is you're thinking about the different things that you're going to add, that you're going to be selling. You got to ask yourself a certain questions, Elizabeth. You got to ask yourself, can I sell it? I like it and it's good, but is there a market for it? And if there is a market for it, do I know how to sell? Do I know how to approach people and talk to them and encourage them to buy and help close a deal? Do you have those selling skills, negotiating skills? And if not, they're going to be very important to you in the long term. And then will people buy it? Have I got it priced right? Yeah. And how many? And who are they? Who are those customer groups? Where are they? Where am I going to need to do my marketing and advertising? And how many people can I actually reach? Because here's the thing. Let's say that you make banana pudding, and it's the best banana pudding in all of North Carolina. And a lot of people like banana pudding. But can you make and sell enough banana pudding to call it a business? That's the way we approach it, because you're going to need enough volume from several different profit centers to create a sum to end up with a bundle of money to have a sustainable business. And that's what we want to achieve as we're looking at our profit centers, our business plan, and our marketing plan. We're going to be connecting dots all around that circle to help us get there. We don't choose things that we can sell, so we'll be diversified. We want different items to bring in different groups of customers. Our business will be stronger if we've got a lot of different groups of customers from different niche markets coming to do business with us. We won't remember again. Let's talk about the 3 types of profit centers. To bring in, number 1, to bring in new customers and promote daily traffic. Example, the convenience store. They sell gasoline, where if they change the price of gasoline, a gallon 1 penny, it can make a lot of difference in how many customers come and go each day. So they don't make hardly any money on the sale of gasoline, but it brings customers in the store. The main thing that brings customers in the store. Next, something they do a lot of that don't bring them hardly any money at all is sell lottery tickets. Why? Because when that jackpot goes up, attendance at the convenience stores goes up right with it. And they love for the lottery jackpots to go high because it brings so many customers in the store. And they're standing there, have labor there paying people to sell lottery tickets where they're not making any money on that lottery ticket. So why do they do it? The $5 meal at Hardee's and every other place, they've got a $5 meal anywhere you want to go. That's their way to bring people in off the store. Off the road. That's profit center number 1. And now profit center number 2 is, what can I do that once I get the people in here, what can I do to get them to spend more money and help me make some profits? How can I merchandise items and get repeat business so that I can make some good money? Because those profit centers, number 1, I didn't make any money on them. So I've got to have a plan B here to make this work, and you're going to need to do that in your business as well. So profit centers number 2 are like this. You have McDonald's and Hardee's and Bojangles and everybody else has a $5 meal. But you know what the average ticket is at those stores? Now it's moved up from $9 to about $12. Most people that go in to eat lunch or to eat supper will spend about $12 per ticket. Upsizing. The upsizing items are profit centers number 2. They got you in there with the promise of a $5 meal, but when you left, you had left them with $9 to $12. We need to figure out how to do that in our businesses too. It's just what business happens. At the convenience store or at the grocery store, it's all about the merchandising, because while you're in there waiting to pay for your gas or go to the restroom or buy the lottery ticket, we all walk around these shelves, these merchandising shelves, and pick stuff up. And those items are very high profitable items for the store. So they got us in there with the lottery ticket and the gasoline or the clean restroom to clean our pocketbooks out with all the stuff that they're merchandising in the store. That's great business. That's the way you get it done and the way that you make money. The car dealership, for example, did you know they don't make hardly anything on new vehicles? They're just so expensive they have to cut the prices on the way down. But they have those new vehicles and do all that stuff to get you to come in the dealership and buy parts and accessories, to get you to come in the dealership and buy tires and oil changes, to get you in the dealership to come in there and maybe buy a used car or to do some trading. Every business has the small things in it, the little techniques that you're going to learn to help you stay in business and learn where the profit is. And then those big ticket items that we need, we all need some big ticket sales. And we don't do that by bundling or selling more expensive stuff or having some high priced items. You might bring in something that you didn't ever dream that you would be selling simply because you can buy it at a good price and make a good amount of money on it. And it's a $50 or $60 or $100 item or $1,000 item that you never dreamed that you would be selling. But if you got access to it and you're in business, why not? Because why is the bigger the ticket is, the more opportunity you're going to have to make some money. So Smithfield Chicken and Barbecue, one of my favorite places to eat, they're going to get you in there with that $5 meal offer, but when you look up, you don't have a chance to spend $170, $239, even $369 and more. Yeah, they've learned how to bundle their small items in the catering packages, and you can do the same thing. You can put together wholesale packages, catering packages, bundle items. Remember this, and by the way, you can put together a by the way package that has lots of things in a bundle, put a nice attractive price on it, and instead of selling a $25 item, when you bundle 4 items with it, you've got a $100 item. And therefore your chances to make a lot more margin on them increase accordingly. So having these big ticket sales will be really important for your long-term good. 24 things we need to think about. One of them is, where am I going to find people to help me? That's a concern. And we'll talk about that as we go along, but the good news is you don't need to learn how to delegate. And delegate means to find a way to get more done than you can do by yourself. Sometimes that's hiring employees, sometimes it's bringing on contractors, sometimes it's just getting rental equipment, sometimes it's the way you do your marketing. So we'll discuss lots of different ways to grow your business and to delegate responsibilities without having to increase your overhead with full-time employees. Nothing wrong with adding full-time employees. We want everyone to do it, but as you're getting started in business, that's a real quicksand area that you have to be careful with how you approach that. Your startup cost. LaToya mentioned to me that you don't be concerned about that, and I know Tish is concerned with it, that I want to grow my business, but how much money am I going to have to, new investment do I need to make it grow? Give that some serious thought, my friends. Go ahead and write a list down and share it with me. So next week when we're talking about business plan, we can plug that in such a way in your plan that it's realistic. And then we'll go from there about how to raise that money as you need to do it. So I can tell you that whatever you think the costs are, you can almost always double or triple it. By the time you get there, that's just what experience teaches you. But I don't want to discourage you from starting your business because you think the startup costs are too high, because indeed we'll find a way to adjust a business plan to make it work. That's the key to NDCP. Always be ready to adjust that plan, to change that plan. Going to the bank and borrowing money as a new entrepreneur that hadn't got any credit history or no collateral and no business plan probably ain't going to work. There's some preparations that we need to do before you go apply for a loan. And it's important that you do not apply for a loan when you know the chances are good you're going to be turned down. So in week 5, we're going to talk about funding your business, how to go about doing that, do's and don'ts before you borrow money, how to have fundraisers to raise your own money without going into debt, how to find angel investors possibly, people that are not financial institutions. And if you maybe borrow money from your family or some friends, but do it in a business way using a promissory note and all about what that's about. So we'll get into that in week 4 and 5, and go ahead and read the handout that came in today's to you. On a happy note, let me tell you something. Whatever you're thinking about doing, someone else is already doing it. And with the internet now, we can find those somebody else's. Look at their advertising, look at their marketing, look at their pricing, look at the products that they're offering and how they're doing it. Because the ones that are doing it really well, there's 1 or 2 that are stand out as the greatest and the best at it. And I like to call them the big kahunas. The big kahunas in certain types of marketing and businesses. Because there's no reason in the world for me and you to try to reinvent the wheel from day one when other people are out there already have made great wheels that we can look at, pattern, figure out how to do what they're doing right in our business and move on without taking a lot of risk. So let's find that big kahuna because they're the ones that are the smartest. They know their marketing, they know how to sell, they give better customer service, they know how to dodge bullets because of all that, and every day through the years they've figured it out, and now year after year and decades they're still doing it and still doing it right. It's a good feeling to have to be a big kahuna in business. I've had the privilege and honor because of the staff and the people I work with and my team of employees through the years that we've put together some plans different years on different products that we became the big kahuna in the whole United States on certain models of tractors and certain types of forklifts and backhoes and different ways that we did business. If you're willing to be a pace setter and a change maker, and you do it good and you keep your standards high, you can do a lot of business. Whether you're in a very small rural town like Dunn or Clinton, or in other places, the internet opens up the door for us to be the big kahuna in our particular field. Now that never lasts forever. There's always someone to come along to see how you did it, and they'll figure out how to do it better. Just give them some time. If there's money involved, people will be out there doing it. But you know what? It's a good feeling to have your competitors talking about you all the time, because that means you're the best in the business. And I want y'all to appreciate and to have that privilege, because it gives you staying power. It gives you the knowledge to know that you can do it if you keep looking for that little something special I can change, that little something special you can change to help make you better and move forward than the other people trying to do the same thing. Yeah, it gets right down to individual thinking and being smart and using strategies that work. Again, surround yourself with people that's got some sense, some experience, not folks that know it all about everything and are always giving you discouraging words that you can't make it. Yeah, find some folks that will give you the right advice, listen to them. You don't have to take everybody's advice, but you want the benefit of those ideas. And that's one thing that's so great about the Small Business Center. You can drop in there and get an appointment with Bart, talk with him for 30 minutes and walk out of there and say, well, you know, I thought that was a good idea at the time, but I need to rethink this. Or, wow, what a great idea he gave me. Yeah. And that's what this next 7 weeks is about for me. I'm going to try to give you all the little things I can throw out there that will help you dodge bullets, but you don't have to give me feedback in the assignments that you send back and what you say in your emails and such as that. You don't have competition. Go ahead right now and figure out who they're going to be. Start casing them out, look at their social media ads, know what you're up against. Go visit them if that's what you need to do. Look at them up front, because it's going to be up to me and you, and mainly you, to figure out how to outwork them, outthink them, do better guerrilla marketing, offer better value added, and because you got to outlast them. Yeah, at the finish line is, your finish line is past where they went out of business. That's kind of hard, it's not cold-hearted, but the fact is you got to outlast those competitors to stay in it for a lot of years, and that's what I want you to do. The most dangerous threat, I said it earlier, so I need to say it again because it's so important. We need to learn how to fight distractions. Put things aside that we don't have to do, and put things in front of them that is a must to make your business move forward. And that's called setting the right priorities. And the way that I do it is a daily thing. It's not this great big thing in the sky. It's something I do every day before lunch. When I wake up in the morning, I give myself 3 things I have got to do before lunch to achieve my business goals for this week. And sometimes that means I don't eat lunch till real late. But if you are trying to set the right priorities every day, you will be amazed at how successful that it is for you to do that. Work on that and give that some thought. When you wake up in the morning, drinking your coffee or doing what you do to begin with before you get started, name the 3 priorities of things you need to get accomplished and try to get it done before lunch. And as other distractions come along and things get in your way, people want to talk, folks getting you off your plan, you try to stay on the plan and get those things done. You know what'll happen? Some days you won't get any of them done as hard as you try. Phone will ring or people will just take you out of the game. But more days you will get them all done. You'll get all 3 of those things accomplished and you'll feel good about the fact, and maybe in the afternoon be able to get 3 more things done, and at night you'll say, I've had a good productive day. A productive day is 1, you've made good sales with profits. Or 2, you have achieved some goals that you've been working on. Or number 3, you got those little things that you had said you needed to do as priorities accomplished. Those are good days. And as entrepreneurs, we come to appreciate the good days like that. It doesn't mean you made $1 million or $1 billion. Sometimes it's just, I've got some things done today and I'm moving forward in my business. What's going to keep you on board for the long haul? I want you to take this very serious, Latoya, because I know you're new with us tonight, and Elizabeth. Our business cannot be all things to all people. We are not a Walmart or a Target or an Amazon.com. Don't even need to pretend to be. Our business can't be all things to all people, but it must be everything to some people. It must be everything to some people. And when it is, those some people will become raving fan customers. But those raving fan customers will never happen if you have the attitude that you're going to be all things to all people. Because that's basically saying, I don't treat everybody alike, and it'll be take it or leave it. I'm not going to take the time for individualism. We must be everything to some people, and they'll become our raving fan customers. We have to establish our target group of customers in niche markets. We got to maintain the customer database so we can stay in with them and keep fresh bait in the water with our databases. And then we know how to build with our marketing plan continuous promotions. And after each sale, learn to follow up with the customer so that our marketing plan will work and we'll know what's happening next. An item that maybe you've never heard of or considered is DBA, doing business as. And doing business as is a way that we can use different names to name the different things we're doing instead of everything just being named our company name. Because different names can be used to identify with different groups. Different names can be used to identify with different communities, different types of work, different athletics, different schools. So DBAs lets you take what you got and multiply it with different names so it can be absorbed and appreciated by different groups who are searching for the same thing but under a different name. Really important, really cool, and so very powerful. I've got a handout for that, and we'll spend in week 4, we'll spend a lot of time talking about DBAs because that's one important way that we're going to help people find us. Very important way. Do you need that business plan for next week? Amen. We got to have it. We're not going to finish it. We just want to start it. That's our goal, is to start it. And by doing that, you're saying, I'm going to figure out every way I can to avoid unexpected expenses and pitfalls. And I'll do my very best to estimate what my profit centers will bring into my business, and we'll do our very best to determine what the expenses are. And you've never done this before, so accept help from me and from Bart and other people. We'll help you get through this, but it's up to you to work and apply it. So again, next week, I'm going to give you a planner to help you start planning what we're going to get done in the next 6 months. One thing that's going to surprise you that we're going to talk about in week 3 and week 4, maybe in week 2, is that I'm going to say to you, I don't want you to give discounts. And I give discounts every day in my business and have for years, but I don't want you to give discount. And the rest of that sentence is, I don't want you to give discounts that you didn't plan to give. Planned discounts is good business. Discounting because you're in crisis and you just you're in an emergency, you got to get rid of stuff, is bad business. Having a business plan that says to your customers, take it or leave it, and if they never come around and take it and then you have to give it away and discount it, you've lost money. But how to price your products in such a way that you offer discounts, but in doing so, you end up making more profit, more margin, is the right way to do business, and we'll teach you how to do that. Very important. I've already got a study guide I can send to you because that pricing webinar, we don't get into that in deep thought until about week number 8. So we'll talk about it a little bit along the way, or I can go ahead and send you a study guide and you can start familiarizing yourself with it. Okay, we're going to start wrapping it up. My gracious, I'm just 2 minutes before wrapping it up here. Thank you all for staying with us. I hope you've had a big time tonight and enjoyed our presentation, and we'll certainly want to come back often and often. Closing out now, keep your principles ahead of your profits. Do the right thing. Sometimes take the narrow road. You'll always be good if you do the right thing. The better person you are, the better business person you can be. And you want your family, the community, and your acquaintances to be proud of the fact that you're doing business in this community. Is your legacy, your personal legacy, is it going to be one that you were a giver or a taker? Well, if you're going to be part of the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates, we're going to really try all the time to have as our motto, we want to be givers. We want to enjoy sharing knowledge, experience, our goodwill and good fortune. And when you do that, almost always it'll come back to you multiple, lots and lots of times. Endurance is the key. Pastor Jason Williams down at the Foundation Church in Elizabethtown had a sermon a few months ago that really hit me hard, and I've enjoyed sharing it, and he gave me his permission to share it. We want to have the endurance to finish strong. And to do that, we need to pace ourselves so that we don't run out of energy and learn how to charge our battery. Pace ourselves at the right speed. No matter how much I encourage you or push you or be assertive, I want you to be comfortable at the pace you're going. We need to humble ourselves because I don't know about you, but I don't know it all. I learn stuff every day, and I learn a lot of stuff from you guys. Humble yourself and let the knowledge come in, let ideas come your way. Find your inspiration. Stay positive because our customers need to be inspired by us. We have to show them that we're inspired so we can inspire and motivate them. I don't care if you find your motivation in your music, or maybe in reading, or maybe just a quiet time, maybe you do yoga. I find my inspiration with prayer and knowing that Jesus is riding with me all the time. I've always got someone to talk to outside his off of. You might see me going down the road talking to myself, but find the inspiration where you can and make it help you some way, okay? And be proud of the fact that you're doing that. And it's okay, as I encourage you. You need to drop a few pounds. Now, of course, I need to drop a few pounds of big old belly out here. And at 76 years old, that's kind of hard to do. But there's some other pounds I need to drop, and maybe you do too. I need to drop a few pounds of stubbornness. I need to drop a few pounds of procrastination. I need to drop a few pounds of staying in focus. I need to drop a few pounds of people that are bad influences. I need to spend more time with the right kind of people. The right kind of people lead you in the right direction. And that's one of the toughest things that we need to do, because maybe you're not moving forward because someone's holding you back. So maybe you need some new friends. And lots of times in entrepreneurship, as you move into the entrepreneurial world and change your priorities, you might be wanting to hang around with some different folks, okay? Just know that comes along. But mainly, all that is about focusing on the finish line. Now, my finish line might be the end of the year and what my goal totals are, or sales totals. Your finish line might be, I just want to make it through these next 7 weeks and get a graduation certificate from Steve in the Academy. I want to be a member of the Academy. That's the finish line. Whatever your finish line is, focus on it and get a timeline to get there. And we'll do all we can to help you do that. So mainly let your light shine out to other people. Be a bright signal to bring customers your way, to bring warmth your way. And I want you to have a great week and weekend. God bless you and your family and your new business. And hopefully I don't see you again next Thursday night. Or if you want to join us on Tuesday night, you'll be welcome to hear this all again on Tuesday night. So thank you very much. That's wrapping it up. You can turn your mics on. If you have anything to say, I'd love to hear from you before we say good night. All right, LaToya, how was your first webinar?
This is really good. I learned so much.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. And we try to present things in a way that it can be absorbed, but I know we put a lot out there, and that's why a lot of people will come back for a second and third time to let it sink in. It's kind of like going to a good movie. Sometimes the second time you watch it, you see all kinds of stuff you didn't see the first time.
Yeah.
So you're always welcome, and we'll be glad to have you and look forward to working with you.
Absolutely. I would love to do a lunch with you guys too.
Okay, that sounds good. And I'll send a note to Sarita and give you a copy of it, and maybe y'all can find each other. She lives in town.
Okay, that would be great.
Good. And Tisha, thank you for hanging with us through the whole program. I hope you got some good pointers out of it, and we'll see you again real soon. All right, good night. See you next time. Thank you so very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.